Hey, that was that jest. It was meant to be a test. So, yes, as you can see, I am not playing Death Stranding today. I am playing Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. If it actually loads. Hello, Theo. Thing crashed. Maybe I won't be playing it. I remember it working before. Maybe there was some thing that I did here. Said I want to play it on stream. I'll see if I can just look at the actual exe file and pull that up and maybe run it via that. Supposed to run. Let's just press play, actually. No. normal stuff. It's running. And it crashed. Why is it crashing? It's definitely crashing. Okay. Display settings. Maybe it's my display that's wigging out. No, I don't want to set it at that low. I'll set it at that. Can't start it windowed. I'd love to start it windowed. I think that's one of the problems. Wow, this is causing some problems elsewhere. Because my captioning just went crazy. I can't run it from Steam. I know how to run it elsewhere. So, shh, everyone. I'm doing this legally. I own the game. Nobody tell anyone. Yes, I'm getting Redream. Redream works on my computer. I know that. To anyone who doesn't know what Redream is, it's an emulator. You know those things that aren't illegal? I love how the site that I'm getting the ROM from, it's just like, be careful. You might get in trouble. I'm just like, I already have a VPN. Yeah, well, I don't trust that download link, so I'll go elsewhere. Hey, Eclipse.
Welcome to my kingdom.
I'm glad I caught the notification for the follow because I can't hear my own alerts yet. Because to actually have them be heard for you guys, for some reason I can't hear them. Yes, I'm playing Racer, episode 1 Racer, but it won't launch from Steam. I own the game. But the most stable way to play it right now is Redream. So don't tell anyone. Shh. not easy to set this up. Okay, I'll have to move down to my download. For some reason, it's really difficult to find my desktop via the file navigator. Oh, there's desktop. I already moved them to download, so I'm just gonna go there. Okay, this is extremely low graphics, but it will work. Why isn't someone in OBS is not recognizing Redream as of this moment? And right now OBS is trying to kill itself, I think. Okay, it's no longer trying to kill itself. Good. There. Very small. Now it's bigger. There. Hopefully that is up. Because I totally own this. I totally own Racer. Actually, like I've tried to launch it multiple times. Like Theo, the other person in the chat, could even see that my stream was wigging out a bit earlier because it was launching and crashing. I remembered I had this game like earlier today. I just went, I should play that on stream.
Welcome to
I never actually
tested it,
so
we have perfect weather today for the Punta Classic.
Apparently,
and a big turnout here from all corners of the Outer Rim territories. I see the contestants are making their way out onto the starting grid.
There he is, the reigning champion of the Punta Classic and the crowd favorite, Sububa.
My favorite.
The power couplings are being activated.
The best experience I've had with
moved into the arena.
Piece of external, like a video game for Star Wars is this game, but not because I played it back when it initially came out, because I played it in an arcade. It had like this tire machine. It was just like, it pushed it forward and all that, and then it's just like, they even had the boost button. It was just so emotional.
And they're up.
How can this not be the best experience to play this game ever? As soon as I started swiping on men on Tinder, I had a million matches. And all the men that also match with me. Don't say a fucking word. should skip the cinematic. I don't remember enough. I'll watch it. So, something funny is it said press any button. I pressed A, it did nothing. You know, I kind of forgot that the Dreamcast had internet connection. It's that old of a console that I just forgot that. Because yeah, I still own a Dreamcast that works. Which is extra weird because I also own what's it called? I also own a Xbox, like the original Xbox. And that no longer works that well. Yet the Dreamcast works like it isn't even 20 plus years old. I'm extra glad that I've gotten so used to writing out Serra, because I almost just accidentally typed my actual initials. I'm like, yeah, I'm not revealing those yet. Well, I remember I like playing Gasconal, or at least I liked playing him when I did play. Because when Pod Racer came out, well, episode 1 Racer came out originally on Steam, I bought it, played through it all. Because I was just like, I have to relive my childhood of playing it over and over again on the Dreamcast. I think it was on the Dreamcast even. No, maybe. Can't remember. It's been so long. I mean, literally, I'm 26. My childhood is 10 plus years ago now. Because being a teenager is not childhood. That is being a teenager for me. And my teen years were kind of different from my childhood years. Okay. How much money do I have? I have none.
Mind tricks don't work on me. Only money. Wanna meet Choboda?
Will improve it. Wild Pirate.
I am betting heavily on
This will
Sebulba.
also improve.
He always
Pirate.
wins.
Time to race. I'm gonna show you all my probably horrible moves. So I remember taking time for me to even get good at this.
Fans. Our glorious host, Jabba the Hutt, has moved into the arena.
Yabo de Jabba the Hutt.
Oh yes. Since I'm playing this game, I will tell you all my opinion on Star Wars. At least the prequels. I don't like talking about the sequel trilogy.
There he is.
Not even
the
because I
reigning
dislike
champion
it,
of the Volta
but rather
Classic
just because
and
people
the
will
crowd
say so.
favorite, Sebulba.
You're back. Nunca tanta victoria.
Okay, nah, I'll learn the... Those are not that difficult to learn. Man. My opinion, out of the prequels, my favorite is, incredibly to some, it's episode 3. I like episode 3 the most, simply because I just like the action the most. In that one. The second one is just kind of too slow, kind of for me. The first one, I like it a lot, but I also think it's because I was like 10? No, I wasn't even 10 when that came out. I was like 6 or 8. And thus, I'm basically the kind of person who likes episode 1 because it was their childhood. Yet episode 3, that I don't like that because that was my childhood. I like it because I actually kind of thought it was cool.
It's a new lap record!
Episode 2, that was just... had too much good and bad in it for me to even really say that I like it. And then out of all the original, I like Return the most original. Even though a lot of people are just like, that's not the best. A lot of people say Empire. And I'm just like, rank that second. I do not rank Empire first. That is episode 6. First place. Oh yeah. I should be setting it to winner takes all. I am good enough that I don't have to worry.
You want that one, huh?
I've got a real feeling that that's gonna bite me in the butt.
You raced pretty
And what I
good,
mean by
no
it's gonna
doubt
bite me
there, huh?
in the butt is I have a feeling
You want that one, huh?
me saying I'm good enough that I don't need to worry. I'm pretty sure I'm going to not win this race. Okay, I need to see how loud. This is too loud for you guys.
The Mongaza Spice Mines, second only to Kessel in spice production.
Because I realized it was loud for me,
Yes, not
and
to
I'm
mention
just
all
like,
the dust.
that would be loud for you
I see
guys.
that our host, the guild boss himself, the infamous Dropsuga, is about to signal the start of the race.
Oh yeah, I entirely think, in my perspective, that which Star Wars films you really like really just depends on whether or not you were a child during their release. Because, yeah, a lot of adults say every single one except for the ones that they came out
It's a new
with
lap record.
isn't that great, and that the kids shouldn't like the newer ones. I'm just sort of like, I'm pretty sure if I was a kid I love the new ones, but because I'm an adult I don't. It's almost so. Star Wars is a kids franchise. That was an extremely
It's a
short
new
race.
lap record.
So anyone is like, oh, but Star Wars has tons of adult media. Like, media aimed at adults, not like actual adult media. I'm just like, yeah, that's that media. The movies, those are for kids. Anyone who thinks differently is slightly deluding themselves, in my opinion. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Oh, why isn't the captions aren't working? Why aren't the captions working? I have no idea. I'm still alive. I've only dropped almost 200 frames. That's a new record. And I can't buy that.
Mind tricks don't work on me. Only money.
Let's start the race.
Welcome,
Oh yeah, earlier today I looked through a bunch of my games and just went, I'll play these on stream.
your host, the wisest of the wise.
And episode 1 Pod Racer, no, Racer, it's just called Racer actually, at least in this, was one of them. And I was actually looking and I was just like, what should I play? I could play Death Stranding, or I could play a different game. I saw Pod Racer was actually installed and went,
The track favorite is Aldar
Look
Beetle,
at that.
aka the Hitman. Boy, he sure looks tough in that big Manta Ram Air Mark IV pod racer of his.
okay. This is like my least favorite map. Mostly because of the ice section. Because even though you're a levitation vehicle, you're affected by ice. It is absurd. That's an explosion. All I have to worry about is vehicle damage. That's only lap 1.
It's a new lap record.
Alright, I actually don't worry about getting in trouble for streaming this from Redream, because I can prove that I own this game. I just won't admit that anywhere that I'm streaming it from a Redream. So far too many people that would be like, ugh, how dare you? That's stealing. Just like, if the brain ran actually on my computer, I would play it. But there's a total chance that because my computer is so good, it doesn't run. I'm like, I don't even have that great of a computer. Saying that, I just remembered what my actual graphics card is rated as. I think it's either a low end, it's rated like the low end 3000 series from NVIDIA, or a high end 2000 series from NVIDIA. It's an AMD, so it's a Ryzen something.
It's a new lap record.
So it isn't actually a NVIDIA card. I just know that there was a small portion of time where I was worried that it wouldn't be able to handle certain stuff. But then I just launched what I wanted it to handle. I handled it fine. And what I wanted to handle was not like streaming. My old computer couldn't stream. It was, I wanted it to handle Halo and VR. And by Halo, I mean Halo Infinite. And yes, I liked Halo Infinite. I am fine with other people not liking it. I haven't played the multiplayer, I just like the campaign enough. But I was like, this is an improvement over the campaign that I didn't finish from 5. Yeah. Halo was one of the games that I was thinking of running, or playing.
It's a new lap record.
Yeah, most of the reason I was thinking of running Halo, playing Halo, I was going to start canonically with the earliest game from the Master Chief Collection. So Reach. I then would have can't afford that.
This part no good for you, huh?
I can afford this one.
Deal.
I don't repair enough, so I don't need that.
You banna pihota, Mindia, huh?
Actually, since I can afford it, I'll get the repair one. Even though I don't even know what the repair button is.
I am a betting.
It'll be fine. I don't need to know what the repair button is. I'll crash before I need to repair. Canonically, I think the earliest game you can play of Halo is Halo Wars 1.
The perfect setting for one of the most scenic pod races in the galaxy.
And the latest one you can play is Infinite.
Your host, the lovely and gracious governess, the Nave Vengaris.
Wow, my stream has
The
not
current record holder for
stayed
this
stable
is
apparently.
Playing Holdfast.
And the only reason I say that is because I just looked at the recorded bitrate via Twitch, and it's spiking up and down like a seismograph. At the very least, I haven't actually lost connection, I think. That's correct. What the heck did I just do?
It's a new lap record.
Apparently I have a button on my controller that just speeds it up. Which is utter insanity.
It's a new lap record.
So, I'm going to tell a little story about myself as a kid. So, me and my siblings were so into, like, episode 1 when we were kids, and, like, a certain moment from episode 1 that we kind of just learned to do that, like the moment slightly. It's like a cute little thing we did when we were younger. Like, it was, we'd curl up into balls, and then our parents would say, activate the droid to card, and we'd like unfurl ourselves. And frankly, remembering that now, I'm just kind of like, hey, that's cute. I find it a little cringy now thinking back on it. Because I'm just like, oh, I never do that as an adult. Like, it's just one of those things that when you remember stuff you've done as a child, just kind of like, oh, why did I do that as a child? But then you also remember, oh, I did that as a child because I was a child. So it would actually be really weird if I didn't do it. It's like, yeah, there's only one moment I've ever done as a child that I want to forget with all my heart. And that is when I went with my family to see one of the Lord of the Rings films. I can't remember which at this point. And I just started being like, I don't get my own candy. Man. Throwing a complete tantrum. And yeah, I don't think I saw the second Lord of the Rings movie in theaters because they took me home and were like, you don't get to see this movie. And now whenever I hear a kid complaining in a movie theater, I cringe my soul out because I remember I did that once and want to die.
No, this part no good for you, huh? Wanna meet the Choboda? Tinka mi chesa hopo mabuti nanolia. You cannot beat Sebulba. He always
totally
wins.
Buy them pit droids because they help
You're gonna
make sure that my thing stays tip-top shape between places. Now I need to remember it. I need to remember this. I'm supposed to be putting on my feminine voice for at least one of these streams a week, and I don't think I did it that much last stream, so I'm going to try more this time. Because I kind of also use the streams themselves as training. Oh yes. I'm so cringed out sometimes when I think of myself as a child. I'm just like, you did that? Why? Like the entire reason I was so great at expressing my emotions slightly is because I had to go to anger management classes. I don't like even hearing the reason I did it anymore. I'm fine with saying it. I almost threw a chair at my teacher. And now, like, remembering that, I'm just like, yeah, that was... I needed to go to anger management.
Cuba! It's a new lap record.
Oh, there's still a chance I won't win this one. But I also, when I almost did chair, I was also apparently I just can't pass that gap. I was also like 8, maybe. So it wasn't I had to go to anger management as a teenager. It was I had to go to anger management as a kid.
It's a new lap record.
I'm pretty sure I'll eventually be able to pass that gap. It's because you have to pull back on the stick to, what's it called? You have to pull back on the stick to, like, kind of float. And I haven't been doing that for long enough. That's the reason I can't jump the gap. And frankly, I won't lose my position. That time, I just didn't land correctly. I veered off the edge into a cliff. I forgot that you can drift in this. Because, yeah. That's drifting.
It's a new lap record.
Got first again because in these early maps, it's real easy to get first. It's because these are essentially the easy ones.
No money.
Let's buy a pit droid. And maybe get some. Wow, this part needs to be replaced.
Something else?
I don't have enough to replace that,
No, this part no good for
but I'll be fine.
Greetings, convicts, hoodlums, ruffians, outlaws, and other treacherous scum of Uvo 4.
You know, it's something funny that I find. I just remembered from look because this game is not taking up any large portion of my screen. But I looked over at my Steam games list and I saw Fallen Order, and then I was like, why am I okay with playing Fallen Order, yet I don't want to play Elden Ring? And then I remembered, oh yeah, Elden Ring is too open world for me. I don't want to play that on stream because it is too open world. That was a crash. Even with that crash, I will not lose. Okay, I need to pause this because I just realized that this game has its own music. And even though I like this music being in the background, I just realized that it may be slight sensory overload. I'm going to check if I can turn off the music in the game, because I'm almost entirely certain it will get me struck, possibly, since it is a Disney property. I doubt they like people using Duel of Fate's music, possibly. This isn't Duel of Fate. Maybe it is. Why is this map so much harder than the rest of them? Okay. That didn't go well.
It's a new lap record.
There's still a chance that this will not have a way to turn off the music in it because it's such an old game, and why would they need to worry about that? Maybe I shouldn't boost all the time. Oh, that's madness, Sarah. I am so glad I am not on camera, actually, because I am, even though my movements do sort of show in my VTuber model, I've been like dodging and weaving slightly, like so many gamers do when they're like playing a game, just because I'm so into this right now.
It's a new lap record.
So I'm going to tell another story from my childhood. This was not an embarrassing experience. It was actually one of the most badass experiences I've had as a child. But not from like, oh, I encountered something or like that. It was very simply so I've gone sledding as a child. Not like skiing or snowboarding. I've gone sledding. Like, on a sled, down a hill. Somebody at the sledding spot I was at built like a ramp. Me and my sibling both went off it. I can't remember which one of us went off it first, but this was the results of our two different, like, go-offs of it. My sibling went off it and got a black eye because their sled impacted with their face. Well, not even just their face. It impacted with their face and their glasses. I went off it and don't remember the experience of going off it. All I remember is going down the hill, hitting the ramp, being face up, looking at the sky with people calling out my name. And like, I wasn't hurt whatsoever. Like, it wasn't even what am I trying to say? It wasn't even I felt great in the moment, then later I felt all the pain. It was, I wasn't hurt whatsoever. Okay, there's no way in here. options, I can turn off the music. There, we can now have the music I normally use back on. Oh, yeah, I went off it. Don't remember going off it because I think I slightly blacked out. People called my name. I was completely fine.
He always wins. No, this part no good for you, huh? You banna pihota, Mindia, huh? Wanna meet the Choboda?
Man, it was. I went off, landed. That's all I remember. But the actual description of it going from other people is: I went down, hit the ramp, wasn't holding on to the sled, went in the air. The sled went away from me. I landed, rolled, was face up. People started calling out my name, and that's when I started reacting. It was a weird experience, but mostly because
Would you check out the size of those engines, Mars?
I don't remember it.
Unbelievable.
Yet it is one of the best stories I have of a physical activity I've done. And it's like, if I need a story to tell of like, oh yeah, this is the one time I got almost seriously injured, but didn't. I just put that one out. And then slightly earlier during the community day on Mrs. Mummy's server, people were talking about, did you have anyone got in a fight? I almost got into a fight. And the actual reason is rather stupid. I was almost hit by a car, had to steady myself with that car, and they got fucking angry that I did and wanted to break my jaw. But there was a sensible person in that car that came out, stopped the guy from breaking my jaw, and went, hey, don't do that ever again, and your jaw won't be broken. And I went, I didn't even do it on purpose, so I won't do it again. And now I sound all sassy. This is actually how I said it. Yeah, I won't. I was a bit of a coward when it happened because I was trying to stop myself from running the fuck away, because both of them were I'm like 5'10". They were both like not 5, they were like 6+. Only 5'10", 5'11". I don't even remember what it is right now. But they were like several inches taller than me, so I had to look up at both of them when one was threatening me and the other was trying to essentially threaten me, but in a nice way. Which is weird to say. But it was essentially, one guy was threatening me in a wanting to break my jaw, and the other was saying, don't do it again, otherwise we'll both break your jaw. Yeah. Those are some stories I have. I don't have that many because my teenage childhood, because I didn't go to actual high school or even preschool. I didn't go to any actual school until I went to, what's it called? Until I went to college. I was homeschooled the entire time. So it makes me both smarter yet socially dumber. Intellect smarter than some people, yet also socially dumber than some people. And the only reason I even label myself as intellectually smarter than some people is really just because I know how to study from homeschooling, and that is like one of the least known skills in my opinion for some people when it comes to school. Like, other than like that one aspect, I don't consider myself smarter than most people. It's just that I know how to actually look stuff up and know what I'm looking for.
It's a new lap record.
And then socially, I'm just bad because I didn't interact with enough people to ever like actually be able to really know who was my friend and not until recently. And now, even recently, I'm now more just like, you say you're my friend? Okay, you're my friend. Because even though I really just like to be like, oh yeah, you're my friend, so this, I'm just like, I don't have true friends currently. And the only reason I know I don't have true friends is because my sibling has a true friend, and we don't have. I have nobody that I'm that close with, so. Like, well, I have a bunch of friends. I don't have a true friend or a best friend. And I know somebody maybe listening is like, oh, I'm not your best friend? And I'm just like, I can be very close with internet people. But until the moment where I'm like, we have hung out in person, or even like over a video call or something like that, you actually know real me, and my name and all that, you're not even my best friend. At most, you are considered a good friend. Glad I've set up the capture software so well, because I was checking something and pornographic material popped up. I was like, oh, I'm doing bad, and then I remembered I am capturing one thing. I don't have to worry about that.
The fastest pod racer in the
Came in
galaxy.
first for this tournament. I can't remember if I carry over everything, but I may not. There. I don't want to have to sit through all that. Winner take all because I thrust in myself.
Outlanders, they come here. How do they find me? Huh?
Listen to you, Watto. I want to race. Because this is pod race. I posted. I'm sometimes included in trends. The latest one I was included in is the tag a couple other people and name your top 5 anime. And the anime I posted was very much determined by the old anime I watched and then my favorite current anime. And the anime that I listed, I'm pretty sure were Descendants of Bookworm, Samurai Champloo, Cowboy Bebop, Outlaw Star, and I can't remember the last one. There were 5. I almost put not Ascendance, Log Horizon on there, but then I remembered I don't like that one enough to say that. Yeah, Log Horizon was good, and then I watched the newest season that came out, and I just held the opinion of this is not as good as it could be.
It's a new lap record.
Yeah. I definitely would suggest, if you haven't watched any of the ones that I posted, go watch them. And most of the reason I'm like, go watch them is because most of them are classic anime that is just like, you should watch this. Samurai Champloo, if you like hip-hop and samurai, watch that. If you like jazz space cowboys, watch Cowboy Bebop. If you like space bounty hunters, I just realized I included 2 space bounty hunter shows. Because Outlaw Star is also about space bounty hunters, but very different because they got like ships that can like have this like deploy arms and start attacking each other with their grappler arms, And then Ascendance, I would suggest that if you like isekai, slice of life-esque fantasy anime. Also, if you like world building, I would also suggest it because he's got some great world building. World building is on display far more in the books, but that's because that's the book and it doesn't have the limited space of needing to be an anime. Because there are several world building things that are just left out of the anime, and I'm like, oh, this is totally fine. But there were some comments that were like, why are they leaving out this character? They're gonna have to introduce this character in the later stuff if they leave him out now. And I'm just kind of like, oh, they will totally have to introduce that character if they leave it out now. But I can't even remember that character now. There's a total chance that it was like the chef that the main character hires. And I'm also just kind of like, that character can be introduced when that character is important. Also, from both reading the light novel and watching anime, you can tell that they changed several things that are just kind of like, wait, why did the people change this? And then I also just now think it's like a difference between the names they may have been given as translators between the two mediums. Because there's a character named Eustace in the book, and his name is spelled drastically different between the two in the anime and the book. In the anime, when you read his name in subtitles, it starts with a J and then is like USTUS. In the book, it's like their version of Eustace starts with an E. Like the biggest difference that you can notice immediately between the two mediums when you read names is one thing. So the main character's name is Mai. And still pronounced mine in both versions. And the character is actually, they spelled the name in the book Myne. It's for something that happens later in the book when I'm just not going to say it so that people aren't spoiled. But essentially it's so that when something later in the book happens,
It's a new lap record.
they don't have to change the actual word or whatever phrasing much. Oh, I put Full Metal Alchemist on there. That's the final one. I put both of the Full Metal Alchemist, but really my both was either. Watch either. And to anyone who's like, oh, but you really should only include one. I'm just like, the reason I include both. It's rather simple. They're both good, but if you want to watch one that's accurate to the manga, watch the newer one. Also, if you want to watch a like comparatively, if you compare the two, in my opinion, one is sort of slightly theological. The newer one is more theological, while the old one is more just like a quest for immortality. Slightly. Because, as spoilers for the newer one, the entire story is essentially that the evil bad guy wants to kill God and become God. The old one is a old lady that constantly transfers bodies to be immortal, wants an immortal partner also. And like, if anyone was like, that's not how the story actually is, and I'm like, you should rewatch the original one then, because it is essentially old lady wants to live forever and wants an immortal, I'm just going to call it what someone else called it, an immortal fuckboy partner or something like that, or immortal husbando.
No, this part's no good for you, huh?
If the new one is far more of a
you'll not find a better.
The new one is just like it's the story about bad shit happening and someone wanting to kill God. If I had to summarize all the plots of the anime that I included on that list on Twitter, it would be Samurai Champloo is two samurai want to kill each other, but have to work together to find a man who smells of sunflowers for their female friend. And that's Samurai Champloo. Outlaw Star is man finds girl, then finds ship, helps girl find past. Like, to anyone who's watched Outlaw Star and it's like, that's not an apt description, it kind of is. Because, like, spoilers, the actual, like, plot of the entire thing is main character, Jean Starwin, is trying to find the galactic ley line, which is associated with Melfina's past, the girl. So it is, and he gets a ship, and the ship is also associated with Melfina. So he sets out on the journey, half for himself and half for Melfina, so that Melfina can know where she came from and why she is even around. And then Outlaw Star, it's fairly easy to summarize. It's well, you actually for Cowboy Bebop, you need two separate descriptions for it.
It's a new lap record.
Because the first description is bounty hunters hunting bounties. Then you need the description for the later parts of it, which is main character Spike fights the mafia because he fell in love. And then Sentence of a Bookworm, I describe that one as the main character, who's a bookworm, is reincarnated into a world with magic, but without easy access to books. So she sets out on a journey to create books. I'm going to fall in a chasm. Her quest to create books is set upon by all sides by complications. Basically, to summarize, she's got an incredibly weak constitution, so can't do anything in her new body. And then the leader finds out the actual reason she has weak constitution, and that basically makes everything get turned on its head. But she's still able to eventually create I'm restarting this race. She is eventually able to create a book. Like, that's a spoiler, but it's such a small spoiler that it is like, it would actually be weird if in a story where her entire goal is to simply create a book, she never created a book. One I almost put on the list, Log Horizon. I can also summarize that one easily. Bunch of players get teleported into a virtual world. I know this sounds like SAO, but it's not. They get teleported in a virtual world, yet it's the real world for them. They still work on video game mechanics, but the world itself
It's a new left record.
is like real. Like, the NPCs no longer like function on scripts; they function as though they're people. And it's from what I understand about the game previously, it wasn't a VR game before. It was a it was, I think, it was basically WoW before. So them getting teleported isn't like what happened in Sword Art, where they got trapped in virtual reality, or what like happened in what I I'm like, if you're looking for a older sword art like thing, watch Dot Hack. Dot Hack essentially has a game that is, at least a lot of it is about basically its protagonist or some amount of people being trapped inside the virtual world of the game that is like a VR setup kind of thing, except the VR isn't like what Sword Art does. It's more of just you put on a helmet and grab a controller. So it isn't like full dive VR, it's more akin to what we have now. And Dot Hack has a bunch of media with it name on it. Got video games, like animes, OVAs, movies, books. Like, it's rather old, and I haven't watched the older stuff. Like, what I watched originally was one of the lighter series from it, which is called Legend of Twilight. Like, the original series, the very first one, is kind of dark, actually. Like, in Legend of Twilight, you only start getting trapped inside the gaming world after, like, an event. Yet in the original, like from the beginning, you're following someone who's been trapped in the gaming world since the beginning. Like, the person doesn't fully perceive this world as real, even though it's real for them, so they start doing some messed up shit. Okay. And then another anime I like apparently a lot of space western kind of anime, even though Outlaw Star isn't that space western, but it's kinda is. Because another space western I like that isn't really that space, because the closest thing to space they get is a flashback later in the series is Trigun. Yes, if I had to also, like, since I'm summarizing games, not games, anime, if I were to summarize Trigun, here's how I summarize it. Main character, Meryl and I can't remember the other one, but insurance verifiers, Meryl and some two female leads chased after Vash the Stampede, who had been classified as a human natural disaster. Or is eventually classified.
Maybe you find the water you need out the back in the junkyard, huh? You
That's a
rest
human
pretty
disaster.
good, no doubts of that, huh?
I don't have enough to buy anything. And basically the entire anime is really just about them chasing after him, and then the ending is the closest thing you can categorize that ending as is Vash's past catches up to him and he has to deal with it. I don't think I'm going to come in first here. I'm going to try restarting once more, then I'll accept my place. How long did you say ooh? No, I didn't even notice that. Even though it sounds like I like a bunch of kind of action-y anime, I do like the slice of life.
It's a new lap record.
A lot of the slice of life anime I watch is like something I watch once and then slightly forget. It's one of the... I crashed into a boulder. One of the slice of life anime I like, but liked or liked, was basically a single male parent has to raise his daughter after the death of his wife, and he gets basically, he learns how to cook thanks to like no, I'll save more bit of the problematic part. No, wait, this isn't the problematic slice of life anime that I remember watching. He essentially gets help from I'm not accepting that. I got all the way into 9. He gets help from a teenage chef who helps out her mom cook in her restaurant. And he basically learns to cook from her and like cooks for his daughter. Like there's no romance between the single parent and the teenager, so that's like one of the better parts about it. But then there's also this other anime that yeah, I would never suggest people watch this. Oh, actually no, it's fine if you watch the anime, don't read the manga. I remember the ending in the manga, and yeah, don't read it if you like how wholesome the anime is. The anime is known as Usagi Drop. And I would suggest the anime to people. I would not suggest the manga. If you really want to know why I don't suggest the manga, look up ending to Usagi Drop. because that means you will be looking for it. And I don't give you a bad experience. And there's like a couple other slice of life that I really like, but I can't remember their names, so I can't do anything beyond say what they were about.
It's a new lap record.
I just don't think I can win this race in any place that's important. Yeah, another slice of life. I'm quitting the race to change vehicles. I'm gonna change this one. But yeah, another one is two kids, one a teenager, one like a toddler, lose their parents. And they're kind of basically taken in by a relative, I think. And that relative is like, okay, you're allowed to go to this private school, like both you and your brother, teenager, but you have to do something for me. And that something is he has to run the daycare there, essentially. And I liked it because dang, were all the toddlers in that just so wholesome. I realize I'm a YouTuber, but I'm a wholesome YouTuber, so. You'll be fine. But I have realized, like, I don't think I watch romance anime that often. But I probably have, just don't remember it whatsoever. But I've also watched several anime movies. I've watched a lot of Ghibli, I've watched Akira, I've watched a couple other ones, I think. I just can't remember them. But I've watched something that a lot of people suggest, and I do not, because I hate it with a passion. Passion that I entirely think is misplaced. And that is, I would never suggest someone watch this anime movie that I'm about to suggest, I'm about to talk about. I would never suggest someone watch Wolf Children. But the entire reason I would never suggest someone watch Wolf Children is simply because I hate it with a passion. Because I hate the mother in the movie so fucking much that I'm just like, yeah, I can't get past that. Because spoiler for the end. It's in Japan. That's not the spoiler. She has to move to a region where it's affected by flooding and monsoons and all that. And she has two children. They can both kind of transform into, well, it's kind of like how Sirius does in, like Sirius Black in Harry Potter. Like they only have the human and the dog form. and she sensed the monsoon happens,
Oh, this part no good
and she
for
has
you,
two
huh?
kids,
No money, no parts, no deal.
and essentially they both get stuck in a different situation. And she's so focused on the one that can handle themselves versus the one that can't, is left basically in a state that could easily lead to her death. And like the state is yeah, I'm just skipping that, I don't care. But yeah, the states that they happen to be in is that the male child has embraced his wolf side and can like help, like survive the wilderness. But then she has her female child that embraces the human side. And yes, it's totally this is totally a spoiler, but whatever. The mom completely abandons the child that actually needs her, and just like goes after the one that has embraced being a wolf, being like, you're in so much trouble, I have to save you. Yet it's like, well, the one that has embraced wolf, has embraced human, who actually fucking needs you, you completely abandoned her. And it's like, only when that sort of stuff happens in anime am I like truly get on the level of like, fuck you, I will never watch this again. And like, I don't entirely think it's justified my hatred of it. I think it's just that I'm like, you knew that you had two children. You knew that one could handle himself because he embraced his wolf and thus does not have to worry about living through stuff. Then you got the human one who needs your help because she does not know how to be a human as well as the wolf child knows how to be the wolf child. And like, you're the mother, you're supposed to be protecting her. I think it's very much just that, like, as I've told some people, I have a very parental protection kind of side to me. That's like, I would, sometimes I feel like I would literally bull through a fucking bear with some people I know. And like seeing someone who is supposed to be the protector, like the sole protector because she lost her husband, of her children, go after and like cling to the one that doesn't need the help while completely abandoning the one that does, is just such a like, I hate you character kind of aspect that I'm just like, fuck you, I am not liking you as a character ever. Anyone who does, I'm fine with that, but I get to decide what I like and what I don't like, and I don't like that. I entirely think I overreacted. Because I've also overreacted to other anime. And I fully know that I did. Like an anime I totally know I overreacted with hatred towards it is Gurren Lagann. I think that is a good anime, but I will never watch it again because I hate the ending so much that I nearly punched a hole in a wall when I originally watched it. Like, I watched it long enough ago that I really... But it was after Anger Mandarin, so I shouldn't have had the anger to punch a hole in the wall, but I did because I disliked it so much. I was just kind of like, I think the exact emotion I had, like what I even said out loud when I watched the ending was, why the fuck did the character's sappy ending get taken away? He worked so hard for it. You just had to basically show us the happy ending and saying, oh no, but he doesn't get it. And like the only reason I even went like, oh yeah, fuck this, I'm not watching this anymore, is because I was just kind of like, I was so attached to the happy ending happening, and it was happening, and then it basically just got fucking yanked away that I went, fuck you anime, I'm not gonna just do the only one. Say you're good. No, Girl on Lagann is a good shot. I do not think it's as good as Kill la Kill. But the reason I say it's not as good as Kill la Kill is because Kill la Kill is just like so unabashedly just what it is. Okay, it is a trigger property that embraces like bending the genre it's in. Okay, magical transformation sailor girl thing that I'm just like, it's so good. Plus I like the fan service.
It's a new lap record.
Yeah. Then I later watched another thing from the exact same people. I think it's like Space Patrol Motoko or Moko or something, or Mako or something. I can't remember. It's really easy to find. It's like Space Patrol anime. Trigger. I watched that, and they referenced like all their earlier projects in that anime. That I was just kind of like, ooh, it's so interesting. I can only identify, select amount of them, but I like the ones that I can recognize because they referenced one of their older projects named like Skull Cop, I think was the name of the anime. And they reference that, then they reference Gurren Lagann at one point. I think the actual reference they made was like the reference everyone makes to Gurren Lagann, which is I will pierce the heavens. And then for the Kill la Kill reference, they basically just been like, this is Thread Planet. And it was just like, this is Kill la Kill. And I haven't watched Studio Trigger's like Fire Mech anime, the movie that they put out, because I just kind of went, and it was like during one of my periods of I don't watch that much anime. I have a lot of this period. And currently I'm sort of in one of those periods, but it is simply because I don't have enough time in the day to do everything I want to do. So I can't like watch sub anime, so I have to do dub. That I actually have time to do things. And I know there are plenty of people that are like, oh, sub is better. You get the true experience. I'm like, as long as I didn't do a horrible job, the dub should be fine. Like, I've seen horrible dubbing. I've seen 4Kids. I've seen ghost stories. Not like actually, but I've like watched compilations of the really horrible parts of it. And to those who don't know what ghost stories is, look up Ghost Stories Rabbits. I can't say what was said in that clip, because what was said in that clip could get me banned, I think. Oh, actually, no. No, that clip couldn't get me banned. As long as I playfully talk around it. The main character, one of the characters, essentially says, "We can't be together, character. Not because you're a rabbit, not because you're a monster, but because you're black." And that dubbing was so horrible, but it wasn't quality-wise. It was rather because nobody quality checked it. Thus, the actual people recording the dub just did whatever the fuck they wanted for the recording sessions. And it is really, really clear. And if you look up the story about it,
It's a new lap record.
you can basically just tell a very clear, hey, this person must have been the first person in, because their energy is the one that's commanding the recording session, yet in this other one, this person must have, because their energy is commanding. And frankly, so I don't even remember what the result of this whole controversy, but the Vic Magnan controversy is all about like, he acted sketchy to a fellow voice actor, maybe. Like, that's all I remember now. Some people try to say he was pervy to fans, but he wasn't. Some people said he was homophobic, but he wasn't. He just was, like, the most homophobic thing he did was essentially say, "I will not sign yaoi hentai fan art." And like, it was more because he just wouldn't sign porn. But legitimately, the funny thing about that entire scenario, once I learned also about Ghost Story, is so many of the people who basically rallied to take down Vic Magnan, and that's still what I kind of think this whole entire situation was. It was a bunch of people rallying to do it. Are also the same people who did heinous, deplorable bullshit in the dub of Ghost Stories because they knew nobody would watch it to stop them. The entire situation was just a little annoying. I'm like, it is unclear who truly is in the wrong here. Yet in the end, it just kind of did seem like it was people having pissing contests at each other, as far as I can remember. Because like one of the things was very much just it kind of seems like maybe some people were unfaithful in their relationships at one point. And that was like brought up as one of the like, oh, this is a super bad situation. We must destroy this one person's livelihood because of it. You know, I'm just like, how about this all be kept as a personal issue and resolved personally versus how it actually was resolved, which was essentially, hey, let's drag this out into the public square and crucify a man who, in the end, may have been completely innocent. And Vic Mignon, for everyone who's watching this information, is voiced Edward Elric. I crashed into a digger. I've been streaming for 2 hours. Probably only going to stream for another hour, because even though I moved it up and maybe I should stream for 4 hours, I really kind of just might not have the energy. Because even though I am COVID free, I still had a very long I forgot to upgrade my ship. That's fine.
No money, no parts, no deal. Kunatitaki Malia. No, this part no good for you, huh? Maybe you find what you need out back in the junkyard, huh? Outlanders, they come here. How do they find me? They come here, they mess up my store. Hey! Have you seen my chance cube? They come here, they look around, they no buy. Why nobody buy? I am betting heavily on Sebulba. He always wins. You banna pihota, Mindia, huh? come here, they look around, they no buy. Why nobody buy? You'll not find the best.
It's a new lap record! It's a new lap record.
Whee! Whoa! Eat that! Hey! Ah! Whee!
It's a new lap record.
Eat that! Hey! Ah! Whee! Eat that!
It's a new lap record.
Yabba! Whoa! Pizza! Ah!
There.
Hey!
I've been muted, I think, for a while.
Whoa!
Nope.
Yabba! Hey!
Let's check my captioning. You can tell me basically what I did. Oh, I've been muted for maybe 30 minutes. Oops. Well, there's also just a chance that it wasn't recording or captioning accurately, or even, I don't know. I've been recorded for 30, muted for 30 minutes. Oop. At least it didn't catch all my inane ramblings when I was essentially having a minor breakdown or something. And that isn't a joke. I was having a minor breakdown. Unlike one that actually like made me realize, made me have anything, but it was more just of a, oh, I was starting to ramble to a point where, yeah, maybe I should stop talking. Thus I stopped talking, and then only recently realized I may have been muted. That's trash.
The fastest pod racer in the galaxy.
We don't need to watch this.
Maybe you'll find the water you need out the back in the junkyard, huh? You cannot beat Sebulba. He always wins. Outland.
This actually drinks water since my throat is starting to feel parched. And we don't want my voice to get any worse than it is. For me, not treating it right. Oh shit, I just remembered something. I think I'm either more talkative or a little bit more emotional today because I'm tipsy. I may have amounted to several shots of vodka inside in a mixed drink. Maybe I'm a little more emotional because of that. Hope not. Seriously, I'm pretty sure I'm just an emotional person and what's that about werewolves? And to anyone who's like, oh, he wasn't talking about werewolves. Werewolves aren't in Star Wars. I'm like, werewolves are in Star Wars. Anyone who thinks otherwise does not know Star Wars. There are werewolves in Star Wars. Like literally, in the beginning cantina scene, there was a werewolf there.
It's a new lap record.
And by beginning cantina scene, I mean cantina scene of episode 4. You see a werewolf. Even if people may not realize it's a werewolf, it's a race that can transform human and werewolf. Or whatever, like they can shift. I'm doing far better this time than the last.
It's a new lap record.
I've watched some really freaking bizarre anime in my time. One of the more bizarre ones is an ecchi anime that's almost hentai. They're like Mermaid Diver. I'll explain it in the simplest terms I can that will allow me to stay off this program. A bunch of lesbians have to get together to fight each other, and half of them are lesbians who can use the other half as weapons, and they must make the users must make the havers in this anime orgasm. That's the closest thing I can say. I still have some family friendly. Which says no. Yeah, it was bizarre. I couldn't watch past like the first episode. It made me so goddamn awkward to watch it. It was like, I'm not getting off to this, but somebody might walk in and think I am. I'm just gonna have to restart if I want to get in first.
It's a new lap record.
Yep, and then I've also watched some anime that I knew fairly quickly. These weren't actual anime that made it on air. These were censored hentai. Like, we do over here, Healer. That is the most, frankly, it still includes several sex scenes. They're so heavily edited that it's sort of like, what am I watching? Am I watching am I listening to the characters make panting sounds while I stare at a wall? And that may sound like a show, but no, yep, that was level of editing they did to clean up the hentai in the redo of the Healer. Some of the levels of censorship in just normal anime is really freaking weird. Because there's this one called Terraformars. It's essentially about a bunch of superpowered individuals. They got superpowers because of like genetic treatments or something. Battling against giant cockroach men from Mars. And that was so heavily censored that there were so many moments that I was like, what the fuck happened? And by what the fuck happened, I truly do mean what the fuck, because they censored the gore, yet because it was made so gory, they literally had to just sometimes black out all except for like a small portion of the screen, being like, here's something to look at. Ignore the fact that we essentially just covered all the gore that did exist before. Now you have no idea what it was censored. So you kind of are in the mindset of what is behind that. And I've seen the uncensored version also of some of those scenes, and oh my gosh, I just exploded. And legitimately, for some of the stuff, it doesn't look that bad. Then again, maybe I'm just the person who's used to gore. And by I'm used to gore, not even that. That's another explosion. This game isn't exactly the stablest. I got second. That'll be fine for now. Oh, I don't get any bored. I'm gonna do Endo Prime. Okay, I can't raise that well. Go back. Actually, do this. It's not going to be that difficult. Bad last words, maybe. Haha. I'm joking. I hope everyone's weekend's been going great. Mine's been going okay. Was better, but I can't prove it because my brain has decided to make it worse. It was great up till. My brain just decided to go, oh, remember this horrible thing that you did? That's not a joke. Legitimate. My brain is right now going, remember that horrible thing that isn't actually horrible that you just did? Or not really, just like you did once? Remember it so that you don't feel great right now. There, first place. Hello. Logan. Welcome to chat. Wow. Yes, yes it is. I don't exactly know when it came out, but not older than me. I'm like late 20s. It can't be older than me. I'm older than than episode 1, so, and this came out with episode 1, so. How's your day been? Check something. I will resume shortly. Oh, I can close that entire window. I've already completed this race, so I'm just gonna quit. On to this race. Shut up, Anakin. I'm racing. I cannot have a young child yell at me. Threats me. I will not allow you to win, Anakin. Serra, Queen of the land. Call this land. I think we should call it your grave. No, no, we will not.
You're snaking up the course with that rat. Watch out, exhaust for brain. Hey! Whoa!
This map is windy. I need to restart, but I enjoy the perks of- Nah, I'm done streaming. I'm just not in the mood to stream anymore. Oh, game. Let's look. Who will I raid? Maybe I just won't raid anyone. I'm not gonna raid. I'm not gonna talk to this person. So, good night, everybody. Hope you have great sleep if you're gonna sleep after this. Bye.